Hello everyone, hope you are good. Just join the live. You're welcome everyone. Hello everyone. Mama. Mama, good afternoon. Hope we are good. Today is my birthday and I'm feeling good. You are welcome to this live. He is the wisdom before time began. How are you doing? How are you enjoying your Sunday? It's the last day of the year 2023. Wish me well. Today is my birthday. Call everyone. Share this live. Share the live. Invite others. Let's have a good time together. Let's rub mind and take a peep into the new year that is before us. All right. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I appreciate you. Today is 31st December 2023. So much, Mama. Thank you. And of course, you know today is my birthday. I appreciate you. So I want to appreciate every one of you for joining in. It's a great time. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining this live. Thank you for coming on. So today what we want to do is very, very brief. Today is my birthday, and as most of you that have seen the flyer I made earlier, we want to have what I call wisdom conversation for 2024. If you are there, just like the post, share, and invite people to this live. So what we want to do today is to have wisdom conversation for 2024. Just drop a comment. Wish me happy birthday, everyone. It's my birthday. You are welcome. So basically today what we want to do is very simple. We'll just want to rub mind and just share some wisdom nuggets with us. 2024 is already here, around the corner. It's already here, and in a moment of time, we are going to be crossing over to a new beginning. So this is a time of the year where people are already making one, New Year resolution or the other. What I always like to say is that any New Year resolution that you make that is not coming from the place of New Year transformation, such a resolution is not going to go anywhere. So let's quickly jump into what we have today. As I said, we are going to be very brief. So 2024 is going to be an eventful year, just like this year already. A lot of things are already set. If you look at the global trends, you will see that a lot of things are already out there. So basically today I'll be speaking to the generality of the people, especially to Christians. The Bible said, wisdom is the principal thing. It said, in all that you get in, make sure you get wisdom and understanding. So we need wisdom to navigate this new year. A lot of things for this coming 2024 is going to be hinged on wisdom. is going to be hinged on wisdom. You know, the Bible said, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." Not that they perish because they don't pray, not that they perish because they don't do whatever. They perish because of lack of knowledge. So if this 2024 is going to have anything for us, there's a lot of deployment of wisdom that is needed. A lot. Many times we need to begin to revisit a lot of things that we have done. You need to revisit your finances again and see how you can approach it with wisdom. You need to visit your family life. How can you apply wisdom? What is the point? At what point can wisdom be profitable in that area? You need to apply the wisdom. You need to look at every area of your life, your health, your business. Look at your life, make an assessment of your life, and see how you can begin to take position and begin to ask God for wisdom and begin to pen them down. You know, you say, get wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. Understanding is very important for wisdom. Understanding is how wisdom is applied, how wisdom is understood, how wisdom is broken down into strategy. That is understanding. So in all thy getting, get understanding. So wisdom, that's what we want to do this evening, in commemoration of my birthday. Guess what? Tomorrow we'll be discussing something else again. So I want to urge us to be around. So if you look at the book of Ephesians chapter 5, the Bible says something. It said he gave a prophecy. And if you look at where we are now in these times, you will realize that we are already in the evil days. We are already in the times where darkness is already finding its hold. And so the wisdom of the Bible is that when there is darkness, how to bring light into the ecosystem, into your world, and not be caught up by the darkness that has taken over the society, is to latch on to the divine wisdom that God has made available. So wisdom is how we navigate dark seasons. And that's why if you look at that Ephesians 5, right from, if you move a bit upward, you will see how it was talking about the fact that we have been called to reprove the light, to reprove the darkness, to make light manifest. And then before it now goes on to say we should walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. So this is the time where we find ourselves in the evil days. And so what the Bible recommends for us to navigate these evil days is wisdom. He said we should not walk as fools, we should walk circumspectly. A Christian should have a different wisdom that they operate in. You know, one thing that Daniel and his friend had when they found themselves in that strange land was that they have a different spirit. And by reason of that different spirit, they were able to ensure governance and brought the light in the dark empire. So for children of God, this 2024 is a year of dominion, is a year of throne, is a year of government. And so one thing that characterizes government is the display of wisdom. There will be contentions of throne. If not, we will be caught up in the size of fools. Because the division that's going to be so clear in the coming year is the division of the wise and the division of the foolish. In other words, is either you are wise or you are foolish. There's no middle ground. Is either you are wise or you are foolish. So our life, to be foolish is to be devoid of wisdom. Your life can epitomize foolishness. So that's why it's very important to begin to have these wisdom contemplations and begin to ask God. Wisdom is something that can be asked. In the book of James, it says, is there anyone that lacks wisdom? So it is very important, and is strong on my heart for this coming year. We need a lot of wisdom. We need a lot of wisdom. We need a lot of wisdom. So if you look at the book of Proverbs chapter 30, you will see the Bible tries to show, or Solomon writing or showing us He was telling us to go and learn from different creatures. Different creatures. I think in Proverbs chapter 30 from verse 24 to 28, he asks us to go and learn from 4 creatures. And then I call them the wisdom creatures, or the 4 faces of wisdom. The first creature he asks us to go and learn is the ant. So one of our wisdom specimen. For those of you that did biology, you will know that to carry out an experiment, you'll be provided with specimen. And so questions that was going to be asked in the exam would withdraw from that specimen. So if you have a good understanding of the specimen, you'll be able to answer the question. So that's what happens here. Solomon gives us these 4 creatures, these 4 specimen creatures, to go and learn wisdom by their life. By their life. By their life. Please, let's keep inviting others. I'm going to leave this live for some time for those that are not here to join. So the first creature he admonishes us to go and learn from is the ant. So the first wisdom that we need to learn for 2024 is the wisdom of the ant. The wisdom of the ant. The ant is a very special creature, and there's a wisdom that they operate by that is very important for us to learn as we enter this new year 2024. And so one of the things that Solomon pointed out there is that the ant has a way of preparing their food in summer against the winter. So one wisdom nugget that is there for us to learn from the life of ants is what I call the wisdom of preparation. Most time, many of us, we jump into a new year without preparing. And what we normally like to do is that, what will be will be. What's gonna be is gonna be. We sing those songs and all that. We just patch on the year. And that's why I think it's somebody that made this statement. He said, if you don't prepare, he says, you will have to repair. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If you don't prepare, you will have to repair. So in other words, to avoid having the need to have correction plans, and this is a challenge not even of Africa, of our nation, of our continent. We are not proactive. So the wisdom that is very important for 2024 is the wisdom of preparation. You look at the trends, the economic trend. What is the trend looking like? Preparation is key. Preparation is key. It involves planning. You sit down and put your nose to the ground and you plan. You look at probability. You look at your life. You look at your chances. You look at those things. You plan with them. So the first wisdom I want to intimate us with this evening is from the life of the ant, which I want to call the wisdom of preparation. Please, if you are entering 2024 and there's nothing you have prepared, please don't join us to enter the new year. Don't join us to enter the new year. So please, it's very important. It's as serious as that. The wisdom of preparation. Sit down, look at your life. What are the things that you want to do? Prepare. Somewhere in the book of Judges in the Bible, he said, and Jotham became mighty because he prepared his ways. So it's important that we prepare our ways before the Lord. For Christians, prepare your way before the Lord. Go to God. He will show you. He said you have the holy unction and you know all things. The essence why you know all things is to help you to prepare. Is to help you to put things down. And that is wisdom. He said a wise man sees danger and he moves away. So wisdom of preparation. I would have gone deeper than this, but as I said, this is a short call. The next creature Solomon enjoins us to learn wisdom from is the creature called conies. Conies. Well, the conies, how many of you know the conies? Well, the conies is a creature that looks like rabbit. It's it's found mostly around rocky areas. And one thing that, based on biology, God created every creature and then gave them a defense mechanism. So every creature has a defense mechanism, for offense and for defense. So, but one thing about the conies is that for some reason they don't have such. So their environment is their defense mechanism. So one thing the conies does is that the conies abides, stays under the rock. Where you find conies the most is that they don't go far away from rocky environment, so that in times of challenge, in time of calamity, they can find a safe haven. So the wisdom we want to draw from the creature called conies is the wisdom of preservation. A wise person sees danger and moves away from it. The reason why he's moving away from it is because he has something to offer. A foolish one is the one that sees danger and dives in. There's no strategy. The reason why the wise is moving away from danger is not to avoid danger, is to strategize on how to leap over it, on how to overcome it. But a foolish man will see danger and he will dive in without proper strategy. So the wisdom I want us to learn from this creature, the conies, is the wisdom of preservation. In the year 2024, you are not expected to be found everywhere. You need to know your base. And for Christian, our secret place is our place of preservation. You must take our secret place seriously. Because a lot of things, the enemy is not backing out. And so a lot of onslaughts are on at this time. So we must not go far away from the place of our preservation. So you must be preserved. You must find a system of preservation. Beyond that, you must strive. Because based on economic indices, if you're in Nigeria especially, of course you know that it will not be better. It will not be better. I'm not a prophet of doom, but the indices are there. But you can be in a harsh economy and still thrive by wisdom, as a result of wisdom. So it's called the wisdom of preservation. You can look at something to do. That's part of preparation, planning. What can I do? How to, increase our earning and all that, so that in those kind of economic meltdown, we will have a level of preservation. We will have we would have moved a bit farther from the level of the masses. So the wisdom of preservation. I said earlier, from the ants, we are learning the wisdom of preparation. From the conies, we are learning the wisdom of preservation. So the next creature we are learning from that place in Proverbs chapter 30 is from the creature known as locust. Locust. The creature known as locust. So what is the locust? The locust, he says something there. He said, because they move as a team. So one wisdom we are learning there is the wisdom of team building. The Bible says that he puts the solitary in family. So God has made us in such a way that our existence and our expression is better served from the platform of partnership. So then that is the wisdom we are taking out from there. The wisdom of partnership. The wisdom of partnership. Have you been doing things alone in 2023? Of course, wisdom demands that in 2024, you need to spread your wings. You need to spread your tentacle and see how you can begin to delegate. Many times why we experience burnout is because we are not team players, and myself inclusive. So next year is something we need to begin to look at, to encourage partnership. So the wisdom of partnership is very key for next year. Collaboration, wisdom of collaboration, right collaboration, right partnership. Look at yourself, do a SWOT analysis of yourself, your strengths, your weakness. Who can you merge with? That you can do life with. Some of you, this new year, you need to get married. So it's part of the wisdom. The Bible says one will chase 1,000, but two, 10,000. You can see the multiply effect of partnership. So next year, we need to begin to look at the wisdom of partnership. So the locusts are creatures that are harvest crazy. They are creatures that come to eat. Of course, it's a bad creature, but there's a wisdom we are learning from it. They come to eat down the harvest. But one thing we are learning from it is that when they come to eat down the harvest, they come as a group. They come as a team. They come as a team. So that's why we call them the swarm of locusts, or grasshoppers. Some scriptures, some translation calls it grasshopper. So they come like that and they ravage the harvest. So if we are going to have a good harvest next year, we must employ this wisdom, the wisdom of partnership. So we've mentioned the first one from the ants, the wisdom of preparation. We've mentioned from the other creature, what's that? The conies, and that's the wisdom of preservation. And then we also learned from the locust, the wisdom of partnership. Finally, the last creature, wisdom creature that we have there in the book of Proverbs 30, that's our emphasis, Proverbs 30, from verse 24 to 28. The last creature we'll be considering is the spider. The spider. So one thing we know about spider is that spiders are positional beings. In other words, for a spider to spread its web, it requires a certain precision of position. If the spider is going to move from one place to another, it has to position very well so that it can have a good web. So its movement is hinged on its web, creating its web. And to create a good web, it has to be properly positioned. And so that scripture tells us that many of us might not have had the opportunity to find ourselves in the king's palace. You see, but when you get to the king's palace, you will see the web of the spider. That is because by reason of position, the spider has been able to locate himself in the king's palace. So for next year, if there's anything that is important, is what I call the wisdom of positioning. The wisdom of positioning is positioning is everything. Positioning is everything. And thinking about positioning now is coming to me, the image I'm having in my head is like a connection. You know, when you have a funnel, the reason why a funnel can channel a large, you are pouring water, it can come into a container, is because of its shape. It is positioned in such a way that the water will not fall out of the container. It will go right in. So next year, 2024, we need to trust God to position ourselves. To position ourselves. Many of you, why you are not getting what you are getting, because you need to reassess your position. Where are you standing? Where are you located? Where are you located? There are some soils that cannot take certain seed. There are some soil. For example, here in Africa also, we can't plant apples. So position matters for nurturing. So you need to find yourself, position yourself, and I believe God that with these 4 wisdom nuggets I just shared with you, you will have a different perspective entering into the new year. Remember, we've talked about the wisdom of preparation. We've talked about the wisdom of what? Preservation. We've talked about the wisdom of partnership. We've talked about the wisdom of positioning. So finally, before we go, I will just say this finally. I said this to my people. Next year is a year of building. Next year, 2024, is a year of building. And that's why this wisdom series is very important. This wisdom series is very important. Because it is by wisdom that a house is built. So if we enter next year and you are not building anything, it means you are still in 2023. make sure you find something to build. Those that will survive 2024 are builders. And so the reason why I gave you this wisdom is so that they can serve as architectural designs as you begin to lay the foundation in the new year. What are the skills that you need to learn? There are skills that are out there. Affiliate marketing is there. Different skills, communication, media, social media. For example, for your notice, this year 2024, you are going to be seeing me on your screen frequently. So, because I want to build something. So, this year, every one of us, we are going back. We are going back. We are taking the trowel again. We are making sure that we look for something to build. And as I told them, there is something that God has created you to build. If you look at everyone that God worked with in the Bible, he asked them to build something. When God wanted to build the temple, he asked Moses, he said, build this temple according to plan. So whatever you are building must be built according to plan. So that's why Paul prayed that the eyes of our understanding may be enlightened. So it's so that we can know what to build. So look for something to build. In 2024 is a year of building. 2024 is a year of building. It is a year of building. Tomorrow I will give us the spiritual implication of these things I'm saying. 2024 is a year of building. Nehemiah was called to build. And the pattern of building of Nehemiah is key at this time. And if you notice why they were building, because you cannot build without expecting contention. Nobody will allow you to build. If you are in Lagos, you want to build, Omonile will come and visit you. You will have one or two obstacles. And so that's why you must be a fighter builder. You must be a fighter builder. It is critical, that's why. Because like Nehemiah's case, there will be those that are known as the Sanballat and the Tobias. They will come and ask you why you are building to come and discourage you. But as what did they do? They were building with one hand, with trowel on one hand, and they had sword on the other hand. So next year is not going to be easy. We are going to build. We are going to fight. Jesus said, even Jesus built. He said, I will build my church, and the gate of hell will not prevail. So Jesus recognizes that his mission on earth is to build something. And then he also recognizes that there will be gates of hell. But he had this assurance that he gave. He said, but the gate of hell will not prevail. And that is the essence of wisdom we're talking about. So wisdom is very key. And wisdom demands that when you are building, that you build with good materials. Build on the rock. Because storms will come. Both the foolish and the wise will build. Everybody is building. The difference is the texture of the foundation. Where are you building on? The same thing that will affect the building of the foolish will affect the building of the wise. The same rain, the same wind. But what will make the building of the wise to be standing is the fact that they built on the rock. Remember the wisdom of preservation. So, next year is a good year. But as I said, it's a year of wisdom. It's a year of wisdom because there's a combination of things. There's a combination of things. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. I want to believe you've learned something today. I want to believe you have been impacted. I want to believe you got something from today's session. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming on live. I hope you enjoyed your time here. Tomorrow we're going to have faith conversation. Please make sure you are available tomorrow. We are going to have faith conversation. Faith conversation. There are some things I want to share with us. So let's be around tomorrow. Tomorrow is first, is the new year. So thank you. Please don't forget the wisdom of preparation, the wisdom of what's it called? Preservation, the wisdom of positioning, the wisdom of partnership. And then remember, it's a year of building. It is a year of building. God bless you. Thank you so much. This is my happy birthday. This is my birthday gift to you. I hope you blessed you wherever you are. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful evening. So I'm going to leave this live here for a bit, so that those that are not here will find a way to join, maybe before the day or tomorrow. We'll find a way to join. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I see Onyeka on the call. Thank you for coming on live. Thank you, Mama. And thank you, Precious Friday. Thank you for being on live. Thank you, everyone, and everyone that will be joining us. Have a wonderful last day of the year. Gracias.